Today I wanted to talk about manifesting the ideal version of your SP. So, if you want your specific person to come back, but not just come back, but come back in a way like that you can have the relationship with them that you want, that they behave in a way that you want, that they treat you like a princess, that they give you flowers, attention. Um, if you want to create a new version of your SP, it's probably because the way they acted was not really how you deserved or what you wanted. So, if you want to create a new version of your specific person, it is possible. So, the first thing you have to remind yourself is that if you have the belief that people don't change or people don't come back, people don't change, then that's not going to happen. If you constantly think and believe he's not going to change, he's not going to come back, he just is a selfish asshole, um, then that's what's going to keep reflecting back to you. But if you start believing that it is possible that people change, because it is, people do change. It is possible that people change. And when you start ingraining that belief that people do change, that's the first thing that you have to do. People can change. So the next step that you have to do is you have your 3D that is not going the way that you want it to, but you have to let the 3D go. The 3D is just a reflection, let it be whatever it is. Um, you cannot resist the 3D. If you still feel anger or hatred or judgment towards your SP, then he's not going to come back as the ideal version. So, what you have to know is that if you want your specific person to come back as the ideal version, if you want to have a relationship with him being the better man, you have to see him that way. So, in your mind, you have to start seeing him, visualizing, imagining him as being a person that is so attentive and brings you flowers and can communicate correctly with you, the person that is so in love with you, adores you, treats you like a princess, puts in so much effort in a relationship, puts in so much effort to see you again, to be with you, who pursues you, who, like, whatever you want him to be like. um in your mind you have to imagine him being like this. You have to imagine, you have to live in the end as if he already is that person. So that's what you're going to do daily. Like every day, 10 minutes a day, you're gonna be like, I'm gonna visualize him being that person. I'm gonna visualize me being in a relationship with him as he is that person, and feel how that feels. How it feels when he's finally the person that you deserve. You finally receive the love that you deserve. Um, that's amazing. So you can feel that every day you visualize the living in the end with him as a better person, as the ideal version. But what happens sometimes is that what comes back into our minds, like, but he was such a jerk. He was a narcissist. He was selfish. He was whatever he did. That comes back into your mind. So your mind wants to. There's a part in you probably that's protective and that's like, he's a jerk. He did this. He did that. That reminds you again of all the horrible things that he did. So it's hard to feel love towards him. It's hard to not resist the past. It's hard to not resist the present. If you feel like you can't really visualize him as that better person. You can't feel love for him, because that's essentially what you have to feel. You have to feel love for him. You have to feel him loving you. As long as you're not in that vibration of love, he's not going to come back, and not as a better version. So you have to get to a place where you can actually feel this love for him. Enjoy again the moments that you had and the moments that you're going to have, and not feel this anger or this sadness or this hateful feeling or this judgment around what happened. Even though if he did the worst things, I can imagine that you feel hatred or anger or sadness. But those things, those feelings, you're gonna have to let go. It is valid to feel those feelings, of course. Yeah. Whatever he did, I don't know what he did. It's probably completely valid what you're feeling. But you have to let these feelings go. There's a part in you that probably wants to protect you, that wants to protect you from being hurt again. But how you can let these feelings go is by saying to yourself, and I don't know if you did that, but saying to yourself, like, my self-respect, my self-love, my self-respect is so much more important than being with him. As long as he is not this ideal version that treats me like a princess, I am not going to be with him. I am not going to let him in my life. So that's very important, that you have that self-respect. Yes, in your mind, you feel this love for him. You feel like you're in the best, amazing relationship and you feel this love. But at the same time, in 3D, you have to know that as long as he is not being his best self, as long as he's not giving you this love and attention, you're not giving him anything either. So your self-respect, your self-love, your I'm not going to be with you as long as you're not the ideal version. You don't have to be with him. So that self-respect is so important. That's like, you have to know that you deserve to be loved and treated as a princess and adored and cherished. You have to know that you deserve this. Probably in the past, you didn't believe that. But now it's time you start believing it. You start feeling it. You start training yourself to see it in the outside world. I deserve to be loved. And you will start seeing it in the outside world. That's very important, that you start feeling I deserve to be loved. I don't have to be the person that puts on all the effort in seeing him or in the relationship or explaining how he should treat me. I don't have to do that. I deserve this ideal version that treats me like a princess. I deserve that, and I'm not gonna settle for anything less. I am not going to do that. I deserve only the best. And when you can really convince yourself and you show yourself like this is becoming a different version of yourself, the version that is self-respected, that loves herself, that won't settle for anything less than what she knows she deserves, then your mind, the protective part of you that's like, oh, he's such a loser or such an asshole or whatever, that part of you that actually just wants to protect you, that part of you wants to make sure that you don't go step into a relationship with him again because he was such a bad person. That's no longer necessary, that part, because you don't have to feel these feelings of anger or sadness or hate or judgment anymore, because you know that you won't step into a relationship with him, you won't reach out to him unless he is treating you the way you deserve. And that's that will take over. And your mind will be like, okay, as long as you're not going to do anything that's going to hurt you, as long as you respect yourself, you don't settle for less, as long as you only go for princess treatment and nothing less, okay, then I will let you have your imagination, because that protector part can trust that you are not going to go back. You're not going to let yourself treat in a bad way, because you have that self-respect now. So then you can let go of this anger, the hate, the judgment, and let reality be exactly the way that it is, because you know that it's going to change. You don't have to judge him anymore. You don't have to be angry anymore, because why? It's gonna change. He's gonna be the best version of himself. So yeah, then start focusing on how do I want him to treat me, and start feeling it every day. And then when he starts showing up as your ideal version, then you can think about a relationship with him. But first, let him make the effort, let him pursue you, because you deserve it. You absolutely deserve it. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments and I will reply. And this was it for today. Have a nice day.